Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us, and thank you for joining Studio B. As part of your 30-day experience, we are offering 20-minute check-ins that we're going to use some movement practices with today. So first, I would like to just do a brief introduction of our instructor. Her name is Jennifer O'Sullivan, and she's been teaching yoga and mindfulness meditation in the Washington, D.C. area for over 16 years. She views the work we do on our mats and cushions as lab time, where we practice the methods that help us show up in the world with a more open heart. With a potent blend of ancient wisdom and teachings and contemporary spiritual psychology, Jennifer's mission is to help others cultivate the inner resources of resilience, courage, and genuine happiness. So I do see that some people are just getting logged in, Jen. I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Gretchen. Yeah, I'm Jennifer O'Sullivan. I'm pleased to be here. Today, you'll see I'm sitting in a chair. Today, I'm going to show you some mostly upper body exercises that you can use either at your desk, if you're at the office or in your home office, or if you want, you can also sit on the floor and do the same sequence. But I wanted to put something together that you could do throughout your day. You didn't have to have special yoga clothes on, and you didn't need to have any special equipment nearby. So if you are in a chair, you want to sit right up on the edge. So I don't know if you can see from the angle that I'm at. Let me turn it. That sounds really great, doesn't it? So we're going to sit right up on the edge, okay? Because when we sit back, we tend to get a little floppy. And I'm a little bit short, so you can see that my feet don't even hit the ground all the way. So you want to make sure that you're sitting right on the edge so that you can firmly plant your feet on the ground. This will also encourage you to sit up a little straighter, okay? So it's a little harder to slouch when we're sitting on the edge of something. So this will give us a nice natural tilt of our pelvis, which makes it a lot easier for the spine to line up. Some of you may have armrests on your chair. So you just wanna make sure that your arms are gonna clear it. The one that I practiced in before I came upstairs to teach did have armrests. So I'll actually show you a few things that you can do to take advantage of them if you have armrests, but you can see I don't, so I'll pantomime for you. All right, so once you're sitting right up on the edge of a chair, feet firmly planted on the floor, you're gonna roll your shoulders back and let your hands rest in your lap. They can face down or they can sit in your lap, just like so. We're gonna start with the head and neck, and we're gonna move down the body throughout this short practice. All right. So keeping the spine relatively long, you're going to drop the chin to the chest and just feel the weight of your head and a gentle tug on the back of your neck. And just letting your head hang gently into the embrace of gravity. And keeping your head down, you're going to look to the left. And then look back to the floor, and then look to the right. And we're gonna look side to side a few times. Remember that the rest of the spine is straight. We're just moving the neck and the head. Next time your head is to the left, start to roll it all the way around in a big circle. We'll do that 2 more times to the left. And then after the 3rd time, we'll go the other way. So turning to the right now, looking up and back, down towards the floor. And then after your next head roll, pause again. And then as if you were trying to draw a rainbow with your nose, draw your nose forward, up, and back. So letting your head drop back the other way. And then bring your head back up to center. Now, keeping the spine relatively straight, we're gonna circle our shoulders. So we wanna raise them up and back and down a few times. I would say to exaggerate the movement a little bit. That will actually help you to get into the stiff upper back soft tissues a little bit better. It's as if you're trying to gain more range of motion as you roll the shoulders back and around. Let's go the other way a few times. Forward, up, down, and back. And since we're ending with a forward roll, let's do one more going back and around. Okay, move my hair out of the way. Now we're going to do what are called shoulder thumping. And so basically what you're going to do, and I'll demonstrate and then I'll walk you through it. So you're going to raise one shoulder at a time. I've got my left one lifted. And then you're just going to drop it like you're setting something down on the floor. So it might even help to let your arms dangle by your side. So let's start with the left. We'll stay on the same side a few times. So lift your shoulder and then just drop it. You see my hands flop. So shoulder thumps. This is nice for releasing that tendency to scrunch our shoulders up by our ears, especially when we sit at a computer desk, typing away on the keyboard. Let's do one more on the left. And now we'll switch to the other side. So right shoulder up and drop. Also, sometimes when we start to get stressed out, our shoulders start to creep up by our ears. So this can help us to release from that. It becomes a habit. We almost don't even know that we do it until suddenly it feels uncomfortable. Okay, let's do one more here on the right. Let's do both together just one time. And just take a moment to close your eyes. And notice what that feels like. You might feel a kind of vibration or a tingling sensation around the neck and shoulders. Okay, now take your arms out to the side. And we're gonna bring your fingertips together like little bird beaks. And then set the tops of your fingers right on top of your shoulders. And now we're gonna circle our elbows, bringing them in front of the chest. They may or may not touch, that's okay. And then let them sweep around towards the back, to the side, up as high as they'll go, and then down the front. So it's big sweeping circles with the elbows. One of the things I like to do when I do this movement is to notice how the shoulder blades in your upper back slide around. I think of that as the shoulder blades moving around my upper back, massaging any tight muscles that are sticking in there. Let's go the other way. So now we're going up and around to the back. Let's do one more just like this. And let the arms drop by your side. Close your eyes again. When we close our eyes, it helps us to tune in more easily to the more subtle sensations that might be percolating throughout your body. And so for this next move, we're going to do some side bends. This is when it will be helpful if you do happen to have armrests nearby, or if you happen to be sitting on the floor, you can use the floor itself as an anchor. Otherwise, you can keep your hands on your thighs like I'm going to do. So let's take the right arm up alongside the ears, and on an exhale, bend over to the left. And you can press into that left foot to keep you from falling over. So I'm anchoring a little bit there. And inhale back up to center, and exhale the arm out and down. Now it's the left arm out and up. And exhale over to the right. I'm pushing into my right foot to keep myself from falling over. And then exhale back up, and arm floats down. We'll start to go side to side. Inhaling, exhaling left, Inhale back up and exhale, arm sweeps down. So don't forget to press into the foot that you're leaning towards to keep you steady. And of course, if you have an armrest, you can lean into that as well. As we continue going side to side a few more times, you want to make sure that your sitting bones, the bony part of your hips, are staying anchored on the chair or the floor, so that you're not leaning side to side like a teeter-totter. It's more like the soft branches in a tree or the upper part of your spine swaying gently in wind. Let's do one more with the left arm. Bring that hand back down. Let's take the right arm up again. And we're going to bend over to the left. And you're going to take your hand and place it on your head just above your ear. Okay? And then you'll see that there's like a line between your nose and your elbow. That's going to stay together. So take a breath, push into that left foot to keep you from falling over. And on an exhale, you're going to round towards the floor and the elbow will drop down. Nose is pointing towards the floor too. And then inhale, look to the side. Elbow stretches back out to the side. So exhale and fold down. And then inhale, back up. It's a kind of folding twist action here that starts to move the sensation out of the waistline and into the low back. So maybe you're starting to feel that. Let's do one more. And then we'll come back up, take that arm down. And then we'll take left arm out and up, side bend over to the right. I'm pushing into my right foot to stay anchored. And now I'm going to place my hand just above my ear on my head, stretch the elbow out to the side. So this is the inhale. And then the exhale, we turn towards the floor, elbow drops down as we look down at the ground. And inhale back up. Exhale towards the ground. Do this a few times. Notice how when you continue to repeat movements like this, the sensation starts to change. And maybe even the sense of effort starts to change. Let's come back up after this one. Let the arm float down. And just pause here for a moment. Close your eyes again. And on your next inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. And we're going to turn to the right and we're going to drop the arms down. So if you have the back of your chair handy, you can reach for it and use that as leverage. And then the other arm just crosses over your knee. If you have an armrest right here, you can hold on to that. We're just going to sit up tall and turn to look over the right shoulder. And with your head turned to look over the right shoulder, start to look down and then look up. And do that a couple of times, looking down, up. Let's do one more. And then maintain the twist, but now turn to look over your left shoulder. So you're back, looking back towards center, but the body stays twisted. And then you're going to look down and up again. A couple more times. And keep your head at neutral and just release the hands and slowly unwind the spine back to center. And just take a moment, close your eyes and notice what that feels like. One of the reasons why we pause between these movements is so you can get a sense of which ones feel really nice and juicy for you, and those might be the ones that you come back to on your own. Okay, let's do the other side. So taking your arms up overhead, we're going to twist to the left this time. You can reach for the back of your chair and an armrest if you have it. Just give yourself a little leverage to turn to look over the left shoulder. And then when you're ready, you can start to look down and up. We'll do that a few times, and it's pretty normal to feel different on both sides. So if you're feeling like one side felt smoother than the other, don't worry about that too much. Let's do one more. And then bring your head back to neutral. Keep your twist, but look over your right shoulder now and nod the head and then look up a couple times like this. And then one more time. Come back to neutral, keep your head straight forward, and then turn back to center. Now we're gonna just bring our hands to our legs. Make sure again that you're still sitting up on the edge of that chair or sitting up straight if you're sitting. And we're gonna inhale and lean a little forward, roll the shoulders back and look up. And on your exhale, rock back into your seat a little bit, tuck the chin and round the spine. Right, inhale, sit up, shoulders roll back, head lifts. Exhale, roll the spine, tuck the chin. Spread your shoulder blades here. We'll do this a couple more times. We call these seated cat-cow. Very nice for loosening up stiff muscles along the spine. I had a chiropractor tell me once that if you only do one set of yoga poses, that's all the time you have for, do this cat-cow. Seated, kneeling, you can even do it standing. Let's do one more set. And then come back to center. Okay. Now, so we move some energy through the spine a little bit. We're gonna slide down into seated forward fold. If you're sitting on the floor, you'll want to stretch your legs out in front of you for this one. If you're sitting in a chair, you can just keep them where they are. We're going to, in either case, place both hands on your thighs. And you're going to lean forward at first, letting the hands slide down your legs as far as they'll go. And then when you can't lean forward anymore, tuck your chin and round the rest of the way down. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Now we'll come back up the way that we came in. So keep the head down, uncurl, hands are sliding back up the legs. Lift the head, roll the shoulders back. And now we're gonna reach back behind. You can hold on to the back of your chair. And you're gonna use this to help roll your arm bones back, puff out your chest. Kind of lean forward using your hands to hold you in place and look up. If it's okay for your neck, you can even drop the head back onto your trapezius muscles. So it's a seated back bend. And then slowly straightening back up. Placing the hands in your lap again, close your eyes and notice how you feel. One more set of poses to do before we finish. So take the right ankle and place it across your left knee. If you're sitting on the floor, you'll have both legs out in front of you and you just bend one knee and do the same thing. You can support yourself with your hands. So once you're here, it's okay if your knee is up a little higher than mine. It's just how my hips are configured. And again, you're going to lean forward. And then when you can't lean any more forward, you can drop the head and lower down. And I've got my hand resting here on my right leg, but I'm not pushing it down. So you can also just let the arm dangle as well. This is a really nice one for the low back and hips. And take a couple breaths here. And then slowly rolling back up. And put the right foot on the floor and take the left ankle to the leg, just like you're sitting, in a chair. And so you'll see that my knee doesn't go down as far on this side. That's okay. And again, we're going to lean forward. And then when you can't lean any more forward, feel free to round and you can drop your arms if you like. It's kind of nice. I can even reach back for the legs of my chair. And then the next time you inhale, use that breath to roll your spine back up. And then we'll set the foot down on the floor, hands back in the lap. And just close your eyes for a breath or two. Feel your internal gaze and your energy drop down into the body. Connecting with the soft flow of your breath. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope that you find this nice and soothing for your body and that it's helped you to release some tension. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jen. That was wonderful. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.